What kind of drink? Izzy led her new friends through some branches and bushes until they reached a large opening. Sunny and Hitch gazed around in awe. Treehouses and crystals littered the outside of the clearing. And at the very end...
The pub!
Sunny squealed excitedly.
I've never been to a unicorn pub before! Oh, this is so exciting! Actually, it's a tea house.
Izzy pointed with a hoof to the big teapot sign at the front that said, The Crystal Tea Room. The tea house itself was very quaint. 2 doors inlaid with colored glass that were built into the side of a sloping tree. Branches laden with red leaves drooped around and above the doors.
It doesn't matter. I finally have friends. We can hang out and play games and unicycle things and have sleepovers and—
Hold on, Izzy. This is going very fast for me. Hitch pawed the ground a bit, then whipped around to the small unicorn next to him. Wait, this is a pub. We're underage.
Oh, Hitch, you heard what she said. It's a tea house.
Sunny giggled and started marching to the door, with Izzy close behind her. Hitch could only trot after them, suddenly getting a really bad vibe. Inside was absolutely homey, right up Sunny's alley. The whole building seemed to be inside a massive tree, with stained glass windows to look outside. Tables and cushions were laid out sporadically for patrons, and several were filled. In the back, there was a stage with 2 ponies performing. A mare with a beret seemed to be sprouting poetry, while the stallion with a green afro was playing bonkos to accompany. While Sunny and Hitch took it all in, Izzy walked up to the counter and had to hoist herself up to one of the bar stools. A large gray unicorn trotted over to her, and they seemed to be in a whispered discussion. It suddenly stopped when Sunny finally snapped herself out of her dazed stupor and wandered over as well. It didn't take long for Hitch to follow as well. Well, 2 little earth ponies in my tea house. Isn't that a sight? The stallion laughed heartily. My name's Alphabeetle, and I have only one question. What kind of drink you kids want? While speaking, he loomed over the countertop to peer over the slightly terrified Sunny and Hitch. It took several stutters and swallowing before any pony could make a word. I would like an apple juice, please. Hitch stammered, sweat perspiring on his brow. Izzy giggled at him while staying atop her perch. Sure, and you?
I will have a martini. Gin, not vodka, obviously, stirred for 10 seconds while glancing at an unopened bottle of vermouth.
The tea house went quiet for a second. The 3 ponies around her especially. The way she said it also gave the impression that she had asked for this multiple times. Right, little filly, it'll only be a jiffy. Alphabeetle slid away with a concerned look on his face. The noise around them slowly went back to what it was before.
Wow, Sunny. That's pretty heavy stuff. I could never be that brave. I only go with lighter things, like this mojito.
Izzy smiled as she lifted the glass filled with exactly that. Hitch's mouth fell open.
I just love mojitos. They taste so good.
What? How? Underage? Us? Fools? Bar? What? Hitch spluttered around before falling to his haunches, his forehooves cradling his head. This can't be happening. It doesn't make sense. Yes, this must be a dream. A dream.
Is he okay?
Izzy peered curiously at Sunny, her ears wiggling at the colts quietly weeping on the floor.
Should we help him? If this continues for a little longer, we'll help him.
Sunny smiled and heaved herself up to the seat next to the unicorn filly.
Okay.
Izzy sipped her mojito before asking,
Hey, that order was intense and very professional. Who'd you learn that from? Oh, the sweetest stallion called Eggsy.
Sunny giggled.
He's taught me a lot of things. Hey, so what about you, Mojito? Oh, funny story. So I sat down at this bar after a boring, lonely day when suddenly this drink was placed in front of me. I didn't know what it was, but it was in front of me, so I drank it. After I drank it, this mare came up to Alphabeetle and asked where her mojito was. Alphabeetle looks confused and tried to say something, but then saw the empty glass in front of me and laughed. That mare was so confused.
Izzy laughed, her cheeks going a little red, no doubt from the alcohol. And she asks for a mojito every time she comes here, Alpha Biddle said, and placed the 2 drinks on the countertop. Here's your martini, per your instructions, and the apple juice for the colds. Is he okay? Izzy and Sunny looked behind them to see Hitch in the same position. They turned back to Alpha Biddle and shrugged. He peered curiously at the 2 fillies and then shrugged back. After sweeping some of the countertop with a wet rag, he trotted off to serve another customer, leaving the 2 fillies with their drinks.
Say, this has been fun. I'm glad you brought us here,
Sunny said through sips. The martini was stellar, almost as good as the one at the bar in Maritime Bay.
I'm happy too. Let's do this again sometime, but maybe without Hitch.
The 2 fillies looked at the body behind them again and giggled.
Deal.
The 3 ponies were walking back from the Crystal Tea House, 2 of which were flushed and sweating but had big grins plastered on their muzzles. The third just had a very confused or concerned look about him. He kept on muttering about alcohol and bars and being underage, but his companions paid him no mind. It wasn't long before they arrived at Casa Izzy, where the 2 fillies leapt inside and collapsed on the couch. Poor Hitch, they just keep on torturing him. Poor guy needs a drink. I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's get on to our non-drunk donators. Top donators are 630, BadassWaffle, Only One Thing, Ceru, Orion, IronSky, and Jessie Smith. Match Freck 109, JockeTF, Darkside, Rayden, Narwhals, Blackmoonheart, Pastel, Skies, Alistair, Rolan, Stu, Hex, Sword, Mordred, Omicron, Library, RuneSide 9052, Will, Chris, Twinkie, Bryce, Soul Shadow, Luigi 88, Chelsea, Crest, Big Smoke 369, Bobcat, GGF, Murder Princess, and many more awesome people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.